who better than me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Hardcore Casual with your boy, Bass the Kid. As always, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, a colleague, a family member, an associate, an enemy, or anyone in between. Almost at the second milestone of 250 subscribers, so thank you to everyone who is subscribed. And yeah, if you can get the others to, come along on the journey as well, I really appreciate it. Now, there's a few things that have happened over the last week. However, I'm going to keep this one to some stuff that I want to talk about because there's a little special something happening towards the end of the week. So without further ado, let's get into it. So there was a few things I wanted to talk about last week, but I didn't get around to it. Just, some things happened. But you know what? Let's talk about one of them now. So on Friday or Saturday last week, Amir Khan announced his official retirement from the sport of boxing. Now, and to me, I thought, hold on, didn't he retire after the fight? Then I remembered he kind of doubled back. I was like, I need to see how my family feel and, we'll talk about it and possibly, I've got the rematch clause and whatnot. But now he's officially retired. That's cool. But as soon as I heard that, the first thing I thought was, even in retirement, he's still trolling Kell Brook. This guy can't help but make sure he's got the last laugh. Because Kell Brook retired last week, he got his plaudits, he got his accolades. Everything was about, well done, Kell, well done. As soon as Kell's done that, oh, nope, here comes Khan. Guys, I'm retiring as well. And I've got the Olympic, I got that Olympic silver to my name. If it wasn't for me, there'd be no GB squad in the boxing when it comes to the Olympics. It was, you look at the resume, the likes of Barrera, Collazo, Kotelnik, Maidana, Paulie Malignaggi. The list is endless, it's a bit of a shame that I guess the losses that he took, 5 out of the 6 losses he had came from knockout. You got the little, so quote unquote disgraced defeat to Terence Crawford, with the whole quitting off the leg, nut shot and all that. You know what, it's calm. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things because he's happy, he's healthy, he's got his faculties intact. And no doubt within 18 months he's going to be in Dubai somewhere doing exhibitions just like Floyd Mayweather, making big Saudi money and, in the UAE and whatever. So you know what? Yeah, I just love the fact that he is still super petty towards Kell Brook. He has to rain on Kell's parade no matter what. And you know what? That's the game. So I'm here for it. It's highly entertaining. But yeah, salute to Amir Khan, salute to the career. It was a good one. And yeah, on to the next chapter, I suppose. Okay, now I actually forgot to mention this on Weekend Wrap on Sunday. Linus Udofia and Denzel Bentley. Now, part of the reason I forgot is because it happened on Friday and there was a lot of action that took place Saturday night. So I thought I gotta give them man their props right now. That fight was an amazing fight at the Indigo O2. You know what? I think they should do more boxing in the small room. It's a bit like the Hulu Theatre in Madison Square Garden. It'll definitely be a vibe for the slightly smaller shows, but you can still get in a nice little 5,000 in there. It's good, it's good stuff, and it was a great scrap. Now, I actually picked Linus Udofia to win the fight, just thinking that his natural rhythm would be, an advantage in the fight. He boxes very rhythmically. You can tell that he's got great poise and balance, and he's probably a really good dancer. You can just see it in the way that he moves. However, Denzel Bentley fights a little more off rhythm and tends to throw at times when you're not really expecting someone to throw, so he's a lot harder to read. And I thought that might cause a bit of trouble for Udofia, but I just felt that he might control it more with his movement, sort of his inside and outside work and just being a bit cleaner. I've literally just finished watching the fight all the way through because on Friday I actually only saw it from around 7 because I fell asleep before it started. And the way I actually had it scored, was I gave the first and the second round to Linus Udofia, gave the third round to Denzel Bentley, gave the fourth and the fifth round to Linus Udofia, gave the sixth round to Bentley, gave the seventh and the eighth to Bentley, and the eighth by a wide margin. That's where Udofia's knee actually touched the ground, but the ref missed it. So he got away with just a 10-9 instead of a 10-8. So I had it all square after 8. In the ninth round, I gave the ninth to Bentley. So it was, you know, he was up 9-5 at that point. But I gave the 10th round to Udofia, thinking that he came back, boxed well, controlled it a lot more behind the jab. He was landing much better shots. Bentley was trying to steal rounds, coming in with little flurries here and there, but you know, I think Udofia kind of caught it at that point. Now the 11th round, this was an interesting one because I actually scored the 11th round 10-10. And that being said, if I didn't score it 10-10, I would have just edged it to Bentley, but I didn't feel like either guy did anything better than the other one to split them in that one. So I had the 11th as a 10-10, and then ultimately I gave Bentley the 12th round because Udofia didn't do anything except basically run and try and sort of control it from a distance, but he was getting closed down. The shots, the activity was coming from Bentley. So I actually had it 115-114 to Bentley at the end of the fight. However, if someone wants to say, oh no, you can't have a 10-10 round, then I would have given that one to Bentley as well. So that would have actually been a 115-113. So it was definitely a 7-5. It was a really close fight. So really and truly, it was what you like in some of those rounds. And there's a couple rounds I gave to Bentley. Some I might have given to Udofia. But just as equal, there's a couple rounds that I gave to Udofia. Someone might have given to Bentley. But it was a great fight. I would love a rematch somewhere down the line. I don't want it immediately. But, you know, maybe 2, 3, 4 fights down the line. Maybe for the European title. Or if one of them can, you know, pick up the regular WBA or something, that would be brilliant also. But them man had to get their shine, and of course the South man had to take it. So you know what, as much as I did pick Udofia, like, Bentley got the win, and I'm actually happy about that. So big up to Buatsi, SW11. You know how it's set. South in the building, as you know. But yeah, that was that. They didn't get their mention on Sunday, so it's only right they got it now. Congrats, guys. And it's not the end for either of them. Big things to come for both because they're both extremely talented. Can they hit the world honors? Who knows? But there's definitely a chance there. Moving on. Guys, it's fight week. Something I'm liking to call SaufSide Business, because this is definitely the battle of the South right now. These are the two premier light heavyweight boxers in the Southern Division, and that's not taking anything away from man like Dan Aziz. You know, like, Dan's my guy, Dan's a workhorse, but like, these men are above him in the pecking order right now, and I think even he'd agree with that. But Joshua Buatsi, Craig Richards, O2 Arena, Saturday, 21st of May. It's going to be a madness. Now, I was just on the Undefeated podcast a few hours ago. You know, my good friend Ash is gonna pop up in the comments. We have a very our relationship is very straight. We don't disagree with a huge amount, and we get on really well. But where we do disagree, yeah, there's a lot of disrespect there. I feel like he's been disrespecting my boy Craig for a while, and I am not on the whole brethren bias, friendship bias thing. Anyone who knows me knows, like, my opinions are never based on whether I like someone or not. Hell, Craig will tell you himself. You ever speak to Craig, he's like, I've got in trouble with Craig, and he's been vexed at me for things I've said that he's disagreed with about fights that he's had. I don't lie to my people or what I perceive to have happened. Like, whatever the truth is, I give that truth in it. But I'm not going to give any predictions right now. However, the bet, myself and Ash initially had a bet. I said Craig is the best light heavyweight in the country. I've maintained that for a while. After the Bivol fight, a lot of other people all of a sudden came around to my way of thinking. Not everyone. Some people still was like held out for Buatsi, but you know, a lot of them was holding out on potential and the eye test as opposed to anything actually tangible within the ring. So me and Ash had an initial bet. He was backing Buatsi, I was backing Richards, £100 on the line. Few weeks ago, or it was about a month and a half ago now, that bet actually got scrapped because of the often controversial off the canvas and a certain prediction that he made for that fight. But we then changed it to like £10. However, on Undefeated podcast earlier on today, he came on with a bit of smoke for your boy. No, I don't run from the smoke. I'm a firefighter. I run right towards it. Put that smoke straight out. So, man said, if Joshua Buatsi gets the knockout, then my show on the Undefeated podcast on a Tuesday, which is the breakdown with myself and Tony Cox, he said he's taking over the spot from both of us this week. I upped the ante. I said, you know what? If Craig gets knocked out by Joshua Buatsi, I'll give up the show in its entirety. You can have the show. You can take my slot on the show and you can break down things every Tuesday. Right, then I said, because he tried to get a little bit cheeky on the chat, you know. No face on camera, but he tried to get a little cheeky on the chat. He said something else. I'll not even repeat. If you want to see it, go watch Monday Night Smoking it. But then I said, all right, when Craig wins, that same £100 that we bet before, I want that. So the bet is, and he tried to amend it in the chat, thinking, that I wouldn't see, but no, I corrected. Nope, he said knockout. It has to be the knockout, right? So the bet is, if Buatsi knocks out Craig, I leave the breakdown forever. I've stated that. That's on me. Everyone's like, no, you just got to do it for 1 week. Just like, no. I'm going because I've put all into this particular prediction and how this thing's set up. So I leave that. But if he doesn't get the knockout, and or if Craig wins, which I expect him to do, there's £100 coming to me that same night. Now, I might let him keep his money if, very, very big if, Joshua Buatsi somehow maybe like gets a decision or it's a draw or something like that. But the rules of the bet was very specific. He has to win by knockout for him to win our bet, because that's what he predicted, that Joshua Buatsi KOs Craig Richards. Now, quite frankly, I know enough about Craig to know that that's not likely, but that's the bet. But I'm gonna let him slide if Buatsi somehow wins miraculously any other way, or like I said, it's a draw. I'll let him out of it. He don't have to give me that money. But yeah, that money's coming this way. There will be a basis pick show as a formality on Friday. I'll probably do it after the weigh-ins because I want to see how the guys look. I could do it on Thursday, to be honest, because I pretty much know who I'm predicting in each individual fight. I might not spend too much time on the actual on the final fight. Maybe I might, and maybe I'll just talk about my breakdown of that fight, save a little something from the breakdown show today, because that's when you'll be seeing this. But yeah, there will still be a basis picks. You kind of know where I'm going for the main event, but I think there's some other boxing on in the US later on in the night, so we can make that one work as well. However, that's pretty much it for now. It's the Battle of the South, like as I said, SaufSide Business, and I can't wait. I'm gonna be there in attendance. I'm a little bit salty at KG, but I'm not gonna tell you guys why. I'm gonna keep that in-house. But yeah, may not have the greatest view of the action, but I'm gonna see things as clearly as I need to, and I'm looking forward to having that £100 in my pocket when I go out after the event. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Bless up everyone for watching, and as always, I appreciate the love. Help me get to that 250, and then we go to the next goal of 500. You know, we're gonna keep building, channel's gonna keep growing, I'm gonna keep stepping up the content. So big things in my future, and I thank everyone who's been on the journey with me. For now though, Hardcore Casual out.